In this demo of the Nividus RPA platform, we're going to take a look at a loan origination process. This is a process that most of you will be familiar with, so it serves as a good example for you to see many of the features of the platform, and from here you can apply them to your own business processes. This process will start out with the receipt of new emails, as many processes do. You can see that the bot has opened up Microsoft Outlook and it's navigated to a folder called New Requests. You can see where the bot is interacting with the screen by the red highlighted areas that appear. For each of these new emails in the New Requests folder, the bot is looking at the subject line and the message body to determine what the email is about, and then it will take appropriate actions based on what it is. So those first two emails had to do with appraisals. So those got filed into a folder specifically for appraisal requests. This third one was related to a cancellation, so it got filed in a folder called Other. And the final email has to do with a new loan application. So in this case, the PDF file, which is attached to the email, is getting saved to a location, and then the email will get filed to a folder called Loan Requests. When that's done, the bot is going to open up the PDF file, which was attached to the email, and it's going to start extracting the data from this PDF file. This process had previously been done manually and would require a human to save the PDF file, open the PDF, and then copy and paste the data out of this into the loan origination system. In this case, you can see that the bot is going through all the items in the left-hand column, ignoring the right-hand column because in this case there's only a single borrower, and it's extracting the data by looking at the labels and then finding the associated data and copying that down. Now, the next part of the process, it's going to take this data and input that into a loan origination system. But before getting to that point, we're going to take a look at an intermediate step, which isn't always required, which allows a human to review the data that has been extracted in cases where the bot's confidence in that data is below a certain confidence threshold that the user sets. So what we're looking at here is the Nividus Control Center, and you can see that the look and feel of this control center changes depending on who is logged in. Here you can see the entire process for the demo that we're going through. And what you'll note is that this control center is the area where all the bots are scheduled and controlled through. This is also the area where humans are able to interact with the system, and you get all of your reporting and dashboards and other functionality that requires you as a human to interact with the business process. So now we're logging in as the person who is responsible for reviewing those new loan requests that come in. And you can see that the loan data has already been filled out in this particular case, and that the person reviewing this data also has access to see where they are within the process. And then there's a special view that allows you to quickly and easily review the data that has been extracted, where the PDF file is shown in the left-hand pane and the data is shown in the right-hand pane. And there's full linking between the two. You can see the data, make any corrections that are needed. You can even reassign this task to someone else if you're not able to accomplish it. And then when everything is correct, you just click complete task. And then the bot will go to the next step, which is plugging the data into the loan origination system. First, we're going to look at a web-based system, and you can see the bot is navigating through that after logging in and entering in the data. But to a bot, it doesn't really matter what the target system is. So this might be an older legacy system similar to what you see here. and the bot is able to navigate through this in much the same way and to input the data that has been extracted. The key point to remember here is as long as the software that you're using has a user interface, then the bot will be able to both extract and insert data into those systems. Now we're going to go back to the piece of the process that the bot had not gotten to yet, which is dealing with those two appraisal requests. And you can see here that there were PDF files attached to those emails as well, which are now getting saved off. And they will be processed in much the same way as the loan document was. And the data will be extracted from those. But in this case, when we log in as the person responsible for reviewing the appraisal request, you'll see that the appraisal document is actually quite a bit more complicated. There's more data on the page, and you can see a lot of it is tabular data, and there's a bunch of check boxes and other things that we didn't see in the loan application. And so you can go through the same review process here where you're able to compare the data extracted with what appeared in the original document, take a look at the confidence scores, and then when everything is correct to your satisfaction, complete the task. Now, the last piece we're going to look at is the underwriting step, where the person responsible for this will take a look at all of the loan data and make a final determination on the loan. In this case, we're going to take a look at the results of a machine learning model that we put together that will help do some predictive analytics based on the data in the loan. So in this case, you could see there was a fraud propensity rating of low with a very high confidence score. So the underwriter is going to approve the loan.